Hi there. I'm going to give you an example of how you can get good quality fabric for a fraction of the price. If you're ever in the Branson, Missouri area, if you head down to Harrison, Arkansas, which is just across the border going south, there's a quilt store called Country Corner Quilts on Highway 392 in West Harrison off of the 65, and they've got the most beautiful fabrics you can imagine. They carry over 5,000 bolts of fabric. But anyway, if you have any quilt shops in your area, you should go take a look at them, because if your quilting store does any kind of classes, usually they'll have a ton of remnants. So anyway, at this quilt shop, I went inside and they had already pre-packed an entire bag of fleece for $11. They had a whole bunch, but I just picked the first one that I came to because I thought they pretty much looked all the same. But it might be a table at the quilt shop, but most of your quilt fabrics are $11 and up. And once they make a quilt with it, they don't have enough to continue on with another quilt, so what they do is they either give you a remnant table or they package it like this. This is a 2-gallon bag, and I got all of these fabrics for $11, and these are good quality fleece, and they're perfect sizes for doll clothes. And there's a lot of different kinds in here. I have a lot of animal prints, but look at the amount of fabric you can get. I hope you can see that. This is the kind of quilting fleece, or fleece that you don't usually get at your regular, like Hobby Lobbies, or even Joann's can't carry the quantity of fabrics that this quilt store carries. There's a leopard. Oh, this might be the leopard. This might be the cheetah. How about that? And look at how much I get. I could make a pair of pajamas out of this one. Let me show you. I got now this little stuff. I could use this little fleece for vests, jackets, all kinds of things. I could use these on my doll shoes. Look at all this stuff. I could make boots out of these. Remember those fleece boots I made? I could make a ton of fleece boots out of all these different colors. I took all the animal prints because I'm partial to animals. But we've got the whites and the greens. I've got a piece of orange that's quite large if I want to make a costume for Halloween, like a pumpkin for one of the dolls. It's just amazing stuff. I could even get a beautiful pair of, I've got all kinds of remnant, you know, I got to get my roller out to get the fuzz balls off. But I could even get a pair of red boots out of that one. This one's kind of small, but I could piece something together. This is what I used the first time. Look at how much I got in this piece. I would say that's a good, maybe at least a quarter yard, something like that. But amazing. But you're not going to get this kind of stuff for $11 no matter where you go. But anyway, go ahead and look up, call your local quilt shop, see if they give classes, and if they do, whether or not they have a remnant table. Because you can get such a good deal. Look at the coloring on this one. Isn't that beautiful? That would make really a nice jacket, maybe. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, well, it's just an idea. So check your local quilt shops and see what they have. Okay, so I'm going to use one of these pieces for a reversible vest that I can do a video on. So let me get all organized and I'll be back and I'll start a reversible vest.